The film that dares to ask, what's a volcano? What's a city? What's a government? What's police? What's physics? What's people? This is Volcano on Stinker Madness.
Stinker Madness. Stinker Madness. Stinker Madness. We got the Stinker Madness.
Hello and welcome to Stinker Madness. I'm your host, Justin. This is the podcast about bad movies by bad movie lovers for bad movie lovers. With me, as always, are Sam and Jackie. Hello to you two.
Hello. I'm so emotional by the message of this film.
Yeah, the power of the volcanoes.
I'm
Goodness of God.
just having a hard time sitting down. That was exciting.
Wow.
I
It is
mean,
exciting.
Whoa. I had no idea.
Yeah.
Why are you having a hard time sitting down? Is your butt on fire?
He's on the edge of a seat,
Yeah.
ready to jump up, and
I've peed 3 times and
Yeah.
I might have to pee again because it's so exciting.
the lava's hot.
Hot lava.
Making your butt hot. You're on the hot seat.
Magma.
Yeah, Volcano. Wow. So it's incredibly stupid.
I had to spend 10 minutes trying to narrow the questions down, like just to come up with a question in my head because there was so many questions. It's so stupid.
It's shockingly stupid. Like the idea of everything that takes place is you're just slapping your forehead going, wow, stupid.
And it's stupid in comparison to its peers. That's the tricky part.
Indeed.
Is the disaster film in and of itself is generally quite stupid.
Quite stupid.
This thing excels at being stupid. It's like the valedictorian of stupid in terms, like if there was a graduating class of disaster films, this is the one that does the speech.
And it runs the gamut of disaster film cliches, like every single one of them.
And they had to try sometimes, like there wasn't room for it. They just stuffed the dog in.
All right. Hey, we got to get this cliche in there.
It didn't even have room for it. None of those people, they kind of tried to link him to the one black guy that helps later, but it's like not enough there to have this dog thing happen.
Oh man. It's a disaster of a disaster movie.
Yeah, I mean, I was just shocked when the dog got blown to safety.
Pretty much.
Out of his dog door to the safety.
Yeah. And the city officials ignore every heating by people that are in charge of things. Like Dr. Amy Burns, the Anne Heche's character, is screaming at everybody, I am the scientist. Here's proof of what is happening. Everybody's no. We gotta get advancements into our city. We gotta build this infrastructure and ignore all the warnings that that there's something bad about to happen. So you got all that cliche. You got cliche heroism, cliche slow motion, cliche child in danger saving. Ancillary characters that contribute nothing to the story.
Nothing.
Hey, friends don't leave friends to get blown up by themselves.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, taking one for the team. Heroes, sacrifice things. Just every cliche that's ever been in any disaster movie is in this one.
There's a hot police chief when there doesn't even need to be.
No.
There's a police chief that's yelling the whole time.
He doesn't appear in the film.
He's on the other side of a phone yelling at somebody he shouldn't even be talking to.
Well, in his defense, he was trapped in his gated community.
But he was yelling at him before that.
Yeah.
He just calls and yells at this guy like he's Eddie Murphy in fucking Beverly Hills Cop. He's
Absolutely.
that mad.
Yep.
God damn it, Axel Foley.
You're supposed to be behind a desk.
Yeah.
God damn it.
What?
This thing is shockingly stupid.
How does it not have a 0 on Rotten Tomatoes? There's no one that can actually like this movie because it's exciting.
It. Yeah.
Well, no, for genuine purposes.
Yeah, right.
There's no one said, yeah, that's good.
That's a good film.
It's a good movie.
It's got a 55 Metacritic score.
That's too high.
It's way too high. There's movies.
That's over half the people who have a job reviewing movies watched this and said, yep, this is okay.
Good to go.
It's awful.
It's terrible. It is so stupid and fun. It's a blast.
Absolutely, because it's just, you wouldn't believe that they would be so stupid, and they are.
And it's one of those weird blast good times because honestly, nothing happens.
No.
Nothing takes place.
There are almost no events, and the volcano erupts is the only thing that happens in the movie.
The villain is incredibly not frightening. It's like Pepe Le Pew chasing after the cat. It's not moving fast.
Well, ultimately, I mean, it's just the Blob. Like they even shot it like the 50s Blob.
Yeah.
Like the Volcano, if it was a remake of anything, would be the Blob.
Just
Quick, walk fast.
Just walk slightly faster than the Volcano. It's you're good. It's not menacing. It's not intimidating.
Yeah, we can't evacuate. Why? People can't walk that fast.
The only thing that I will applaud it for one thing. People do die in it. When it is so stupid that it could have been one of those movies where nobody dies. But some people get blown up and shit. But really, the only bad things that happen are some museums get tacoed, a bridal store gets tacoed, and they blow up an asshole's building. That's it.
Well, yeah, and the asshole, it seems like they're not going to get married anymore.
Oh, no.
Jacqueline Kim and John
They're already
Corbett.
married.
They're already married?
They're already married.
That's not going to...
He marries a doctor and doesn't understand what doctors do.
Yeah, he's...
Where did he go to?
He
I
just
don't know.
fucks off.
He's outie.
It's
Peace.
Why is he even in the movie?
He doesn't need to be. That whole thing doesn't need to happen. Like, it's his building that gets blown, which is why does that matter?
There's no shot of him going, not my building.
Well, the insurance money is going to cover it, I'm
Nothing.
sure.
His character contributes nothing to the film at all. And her character barely does at all either, except for the, like, oh, she's a hero. Heroes work when it's time for disaster. People step up to the plate and help other people. That's all she does to contribute to the film.
Yes, she had to have a doctor in here. You always have to have a doctor.
She doesn't save any of the characters' lives.
No.
She spends a little bit of time with Tommy Lee Jones's daughter, but doesn't really change her perspective on the events that are happening
She
at
does.
all. Oh,
Yeah, because the daughter wants to just leave the whole time, and eventually she convinces
Which is
her.
the right move.
Yes, she convinces her to be responsible for some children that she doesn't do a good job watching.
yeah.
But she realizes that she has to help and that she embraces responsibility. That's the only character that changes throughout the movie is the daughter.
Are you sure that the doctor does that, or the children do that to that character?
It takes her a while because she starts in the car,
Mhm.
and that's when she realizes, okay, well, I'm fucked. I have to help now. But then once she hands her the kid, then she's in all the way. And then later in the Hard Rock Cafe, she tells the National Guard guy, it's my responsibility. So she's taken the journey, I guess.
Oh boy. Oh boy. Ay. So let's talk about Tommy Lee Jones, his character, Rourke, the director of the Office of Emergency Management. So
Which is a real thing.
Sure, yeah. He should be familiar with emergencies. I think.
Geology, if you're in LA and you hold this position, you have got to have probably a pretty strong background in geology.
Probably need to know about typhoons, tsunamis, earthquakes,
Plate
tornadoes.
tectonics is going to be where you live.
Floods, pretty much everything.
Earthquakes and volcanoes with their, relationship with one another, you would probably know a little bit about them because you're on a fault line.
I believe third graders know more about volcanoes than he does.
Yes. I thought it was fourth grade maybe that was magma. No, it was third when you learned magma.
Children love magma. I love magma.
Did you make
Lava
your
is sweet.
first volcano out of, plaster and food coloring and what's the two that you mixed? Baking soda?
Baking soda and vinegar.
Yeah.
Doesn't know what magma is.
No.
Which is, he doesn't know what magma is because Mick Jackson is saying that the audience doesn't know what magma is. They have to explain every single fucking thing that happens on screen for the benefit of the audience because we're all stupid.
Yes.
We don't know what magma is, so you better overtly tell us what magma is.
What's
Fuck
magma?
you. Fuck you.
Yeah. And to defend Mick Jackson a little bit, because he's a TV guy,
Oh, great.
I would say that he didn't try to mess with the script any, because it's really the writer that's the asshole here.
Yeah. Well, I don't know, because there's some like weird sequences where things are ad-libbed that could not be in a script. Like the scene where Tommy Lee Jones comes into the office of the emergency management and just starts barking nonsense at people. Like, that thing over there, you see that? Here, let me show you. You can't write that. he doesn't say anything. He doesn't do anything. You
No.
can't write. We just got to have you look busy like you're in charge. So do this.
Yes.
It's management time.
Yeah.
There is a lot of that too, that people are saying sentences that don't make any sense.
Mm-hmm.
The fireman and the what construction manager guy are having an argument that is not really language, or there are no meanings being tossed back and forth with the words that they're using.
Are you talking about the San Francisco thing?
Yeah, prior to the San Francisco thing, there's a whole bunch of there's sentences being tossed back
Yeah.
and forth between the two men, but they don't communicate anything at all.
And it seems like they're saying something important. And so we backed that scene up 3 times to try to figure out what the fuck they were talking about. And the best that we could come up with is that the power has gone out in San Francisco, and the police guy's like, fuck San Francisco.
It's like, and I
There's
don't.
fire on the street.
Yeah, the fireman's like, who fucking cares about San Francisco? And then all three of us are like, yeah, exactly.
Who does care about-
cares?
What the fuck?
They've got their own fucking people.
That's 300 miles away.
It doesn't even make sense.
Why? God damn it.
And the sentences leading up to that weren't really exchanging any ideas about San Francisco or disasters. They were just piles of words.
Yeah. All right, we got to get back to Rourke. So, Tommy Lee Jones's performance. He's everybody. You normally praises Tommy Lee Jones. He's great in Lonesome Dove. And, whoa, The Fugitive. Whoa, The Fugitive is essentially what this character is. Just a man barking orders, and I think that that's what Mick Jackson was going for again. Does it work?
No.
I didn't think, I was confused by him. He was like a seagull manager to me. He just comes in, look alive, all right, look, I'm out of here.
Yeah.
And then he's
I'm going
gone.
fishing.
And his character is set up that he doesn't like, he's the ultimate decision maker, but he doesn't know shit about fuck.
Right.
So every situation, he just wanders in, gets a snapshot by asking some fast questions, and then saying, all right, let's do this. Like he's
He's a man of action, dude.
He is, but he doesn't, he's so action-packed that he can't know anything. He's too busy making decisions to learn one fucking thing.
Well, it's kind of like
Absolutely.
when he brings in the geologist lady and he's like, we need to know what's going on here. And then she's like, well, I need to get down there and do some sampling. And he's like, nope, too dangerous.
Can't do that.
Well, this little experiment's over. Fuck yourself.
And she implies it like he's doing it because she's a woman. Do you think that makes a difference in Tommy Lee Jones's character? Like if she was Arnold Schwarzenegger, would Tommy Lee Jones be like, "Oh yeah, fucking go ahead, buddy. You're a tough guy."
I thought I actually said nobody's going down there.
Yeah,
'cause
nobody's going down
He
there.
went down there with his bud, Gator,
Uh-huh.
who you shouldn't name a character Gator
Unless you're Burt
unless
Reynolds.
you're planning on using him a little bit more than like 4 sentences, right?
Yeah. Unless you got a mustache and punch people in the bayou.
And he did have a mustache.
Yeah, he doesn't punch people in the bayou.
He does not.
He was not a badass at all.
Yeah.
He's no Stan.
He's no Stan. Let's go ahead and talk about old Stan. What is Stan?
He's
Guess-
the subway guy. He's the metro guy.
He's Jared.
Yeah, he's the head of
Jared
Metro.
Fogle. The
I
subway
think.
guy. Anybody?
No.
Yeah, okay. So he's the subway guy, but is he a city official of any type?
Yeah, he's got to be like the director of LA Metro. So
Okay.
he keeps the trains moving.
But he's also like a construction guy. He's in charge of building subway tunnels, and he's on the job site like he's a construction foreman.
Yes, there seems to be an overextension of everyone's duties.
Mhm.
Like the police chief's in charge of Tommy Lee Jones,
Right.
and Stan's not just in charge of making sure the trains go back and forth. He's out there on site making sure it gets built properly with a team of people.
They all know each other.
Yes.
At the Office of Emergency Management. Like they're there every day. Like they have meetings, morning meetings. Tommy Lee Jones, Gator, Keith David, and Stan all have morning coffee together and talk about keeping the city from exploding, I guess.
like they all wait for Tommy Lee Jones to show up and he's like, oh, what's that? Why you got that tie on, Stan? All right, what's the donut situation? Who's got the sprinkles? Stan wants the maple bar. Let's go. Let's get these donuts moving.
Yeah. And then that's their meeting.
And then, like, when he retires later, they all look at each other and go, I didn't get to pick my own donut for 20 years.
And then you got Rourke's daughter, Kelly, who is 13 years old.
Yes.
Who looks like a 16-year-old.
Is
She is 13 when they shot this, so she just looks older, I guess.
She is deathly afraid of earthquakes. That's her main character idiom.
Yeah, I guess.
She lives in L.A.
I think that she does not live in LA. I think that he came from St. Louis, Missouri.
Right.
And he had an ex-wife, and I think that the ex-wife is still back in St. Louis because the daughter came out to see him.
Oh, so she's just visiting.
Yeah.
She hates the earthquakes.
She hates the
Okay.
earthquakes.
All right. That cures that problem.
And it does. Like there's a type if you can't handle the earthquakes, you just can't live there because they're fucking frequent.
You got Dr. Amy Burns, played by Anne Heche. She is just I think she's
A seismologist.
yeah, but she's got an actual job. She's somebody important.
She's an official government seismologist for LA County or something, or
Okay.
San Bernardino County actually, because
Is Anne Heche in this just for eye candy?
yes.
Well, they could have done better on that department.
I don't know. Anne Heche is pretty hot.
Is she?
Yeah, I think that Anne Heche is gorgeous.
I think she frightens me.
I mean, you gotta let go of what you know.
No.
Forget all that you know or think you know. Like I'm going to give you the Willow advice when looking at Anne Heche, because you know that you don't want to talk to her because of what you've read or heard. But if you just look at her and you didn't know any of that, you're like, wow, that's a very good-looking woman.
No, I completely disagree with you. I look at her and go, that woman is batshit. She has got crazy eyes. I can tell that she is nuts visually. It is expressed in her face that she's fucking daffy.
All right.
Jackie?
I also got the idea of that too, and like especially when they do the close-ups of her face, when she has those extremely blue eyes, and then she does this weird smile thing, like I'm gonna fucking stab you. Hold on,
She's a stabber.
I'm gonna get my fucking knife. Like she's just waiting for you to turn around to take a bite of your hamburger, and then you're going down.
Yeah, I don't think she's hot. I think she's dangerous.
What is it was right, maybe after this or before this, with Harrison Ford where they're on the island?
It's not Swept Away. That's the one with Madonna. 13 Days and Nights or something,
Something like that.
Yeah.
Where, in that movie, you see that she does have she's got an extraordinary figure.
Okay.
So that she does have that going for her, which you
Yeah.
don't really get that in this. They don't really showcase it.
Isn't she a little skinny?
Yeah, but that doesn't
would say
mean
a
you don't have a
figure.
good figure.
It's not a woman's figure. She's got the figure of a 13-year-old
Well, she's
boy.
got round hips and big boobs for somebody as small as she is.
Pancake ass and
Not really.
yeah. I don't think she's hot, Sam.
That's
Sorry.
fine.
Yeah. And then, like we said, Mr. and Mrs. Calder are there. There's this Emmett guy also that he's somebody important that just ask Tommy Lee Rourke questions so that he can yell at him.
He's the next man down from Rourke.
Yeah. Oh wait, no. Yeah, I'm thinking of Don.
Don Cheadle's Emmett.
Yeah, So Don Cheadle is this Emmett guy who's, I guess, assistant to Rourke.
Yeah.
And his best line is, "I want to be like Mike."
Oh boy, which is a reference to a fucking television commercial from 1997. You can't do that. Want to be like Mike.
Everybody still says that.
Do they?
Yeah.
I don't think so. Mike who?
He's still a pretty big deal, Mike Jordan.
Okay, so you know.
Yeah.
Did you know that?
Yeah, I knew
Okay,
what they were
all right.
going
Everybody
with it.
fucking knows who Michael Jordan
Well, I know who
is.
Michael Jordan is. I don't know if they know that it's Want to Be Like Mike is Michael Jordan, and it's a Nike goddamn commercial. Come on.
Yeah.
No, I'm pretty sure that they knew.
All right. So Don Cheadle's in there, Academy Award winning Don Cheadle, and
Academy Award winning Tommy Lee Jones,
that as
because
well.
he won for The Fugitive.
Yeah, that's true. Does anybody feel bad for Don Cheadle in this film?
I feel bad that he's in it.
Mm-hmm.
He's doing too good, and then he has to do things that he shouldn't do that end up being bad.
That he seems like he does not want to say these lines.
No.
Like, oh fuck, this sucks. I feel bad for him.
Yeah, it was not. It should not have been.
Yeah.
I didn't feel bad for him. I thought he did okay
Well, yeah, he
for
does
what he
good,
had to work
but,
with.
But I feel bad for him that he's in it. Is what I'm saying, Jackie.
He may not have it may have actually been a huge speed bump for him, because I don't really think he gets to take off again until after Boogie Nights, which is like 4 years later. So this could have been a real hurdle in his career, being in this fucking piece of shit.
Could be like Tom Hardy in Star Trek Nemesis. So there's your rounders. Should we dive into this, or you guys want to address anything else first?
I don't think there's anybody else that's important, is there? Keith David's sort of important.
Not really.
He's
He's just there to set up questions for Tommy Lee Jones to bark at.
Yeah, I think he's only important because he gets demoted from scene to scene. He starts out as a lieutenant, but he's a sergeant by the end of it.
All right, so the movie starts out with shots of L.A., and it's not like sweeping shots of buildings and freeways and stuff. It's the people of L.A.
Yeah.
The events and what L.A.'s like, and homeless people and graffiti and...
Has the same beginning as American Kickboxer 2.
The radio station's going. We know that they're obsessed with stocks, liposuction, what it takes to be beautiful, reaching your spiritualist.
Yep.
And what was the other one? Oh, a 15-year-old kid getting sent to prison for armed robbery. Who had to go to adult prison.
Yep.
Yeah, it's basically the 3 keys of LA life is that cash, vanity, and believe in anything.
So we got to cram that down people's throats.
Yeah.
For what purpose?
That's the city. I mean, if you're going to...
Yeah, but it's crammed down our throats.
Like, if it was Dayton, Ohio, they'd just be showing us buildings that were unoccupied and mostly falling down.
Yeah, it's true. All the billboards and, like, hot beach people and, like, I feel it's mostly just, like, look at how vain LA is.
It is. That's what they're saying. And stupid. It's the culture of LA is only concerned with cash, vanity, and then they bring in that stupid in, like, you need to call a psychic astrologist because no one really can believe a psychic astrologist. It's so
It's a
stupid.
big thing down there.
Yeah.
It is. I know.
Anyway, so there's some people protesting the subway expansion that, and Calder's somehow involved. What's his fucking deal?
It would go underneath the building he just built or something. He's just being a dick. He's just a dick.
He's grumpy about the subway expansion?
He's building this high-rise condo place, right? And if they expand the metro to this area, it'll give the poor people transportation into their neighborhood. And he doesn't want the poor people to have access to his area of town.
Brother. Boof.
Even though it's like a block away. But that's the thing. He can't see it, I guess. Ha.
An idiot. All right, and then Rourke, we get introduced to him. He's a struggling single dad, or she's visiting, and he's making eggs for her, and he just can't handle it, and he's got all this shit going on, and he's busy, and oh man, baby, I don't know if I can even take care of you.
And I thought he was using a fork on Teflon, and he wasn't. It was a cast iron pan. But then it goes from one strike to another. Because there's no way to knock a cast iron. You don't just nudge those off. They're fucking heavy. If it's on the stove right, it's going to be fine. But he spills it. And then lets his dog burn itself to death on the molten hot eggs and pan.
And
That's just a prelude to what's going to happen.
yeah, hot dog. Speaking of hot dogs and wieners, Sam caught this. I'll give you credit for this. If you haven't caught it when you see him in the kitchen with this, Tommy Lee Jones grabs a huge handful of his own balls.
And he starts like kind of itching them. And it's when he's calling the babysitter.
He
I think-
scratches his nuts on camera.
I think they cut the shot off sooner than they would have liked to because of how intense he was getting with his own junk.
He was in there pretty good.
Yes, then they had to cut away from it. And you're like, oh man, I wonder how... I mean, he was getting in there.
He's got a case of the itchy scratchies.
Yeah. Oh.
Might want to get that looked at, Tommy.
It was, if they would have kept it on screen, he probably would have shifted everything over to one side and then back to the fridge. Like, nope, I like it better over there. Whoa.
Yeah. Ugh. Okay. So there's an earthquake, mild earthquake. And Stan and his crew are betting on the epicenter. That this is their earthquake pool. And so they're like shelling out money, guessing where it's at, and they have to wait till it comes on the news. And they've got a computer program that runs this betting pool on their like construction laptop. And it's not like a Windows computer.
It's also a stupid pool because they had to guess both the magnitude and the epicenter when really, if you get the epicenter, you should just win it, I guess. Because the guy that wins says like wherever it was, and he was right about the strength. It's like, that's impossible.
Yeah.
No one would ever... There's only 6 of you. No one would ever win this money.
And then we get basically introduced to everybody. That's fairly unremarkable in the way that everybody's introduced, other than that you realize rapidly that everybody is stupid and has no clue what's going on, except for Anne Heche. But at the same time, her character really has all the evidence she needs to be like, I think there's a fucking volcano. And she still doesn't put it together. until halfway through the fucking movie.
She never goes back to work or tells anybody anything. She just becomes involved in adventure.
Yeah.
And then freelances through the back end of the movie. So, I mean, I guess she helps, but she actually doesn't do her job.
Right.
Well, that and she killed her best friend.
Yeah. There's a toxic mustard gas explosion in MacArthur Park. What's the deal with that?
I guess it's lava.
But it's not. The gas cloud that explodes out of there is like too much
Yellow. Maybe sulfur. I don't know that much about volcanoes. The people that made this movie know less.
Mm-hmm.
But, yeah, I mean, maybe sulfur. I don't know. I'll give them that one. It's too stupid.
It's too stupid. When it explodes, it's this yellow thing, but they blame it on steam. The guys that get blown up are blown up because of steam. At no point does anybody go, well, it's big and yellow.
It's yellow.
Ball of gas that's coming out of there. Maybe that's something. Maybe that's a clue.
It's visibly strange.
But they're just like, no, it's a steam. Steam doesn't do this to people. It doesn't char people. I think it does.
Well, who decides the steam anyway? That's the other thing. It's like the only person that knows what happens passes out, and then somebody else is like, steam.
It's got to be the steam.
I thought this was a really good effect, though.
Oh.
When he's like, the steam, and then his face rolls over and half of his face is like burnt off.
He's got the two-face
Yeah.
look.
I mean, it was dramatic.
I think it looks really stupid. I think it looks like they shaved his head and then just pasted marshmallows all over it, burnt marshmallows. That's his face.
I didn't think it was that
Oh,
bad.
I think
Jeez,
it looks
man.
terrible. It is bad makeup.
It was fast enough in and out that I didn't get a great look at it.
Yeah. I know it's much later in time, but it does not look like Two-Face from Batman Dark Knight. You know, that looks
No.
pretty good. This does not, in my opinion. It looks like plastic. Anyways, so they're like, oh, nothing to worry about. They just hit a steam pocket. It happens. 7 fucking people died. Nobody's really being like, it's just steam. It's part of the job. It's hazardous. No, I think you do something about that.
Well, they eventually go down there.
Yeah.
Gator and what's his name in the movie? Mike?
Yeah, Mike.
Yeah,
Mike and
Rourke.
Gator.
Don't you think that if you were doing something in a city that was dangerous enough that at any time 7 people could die from it, wouldn't you kind of have like a better plan to avoid that? Like if they're just like, well, it's steam, steam pocket. Shouldn't you have like a steam pocket detector or something like that?
I don't
to
know.
avoid those things?
That's again, it goes back to whoever decides it's a steam pocket is kind of being an asshole.
Yeah.
That doesn't care about
Gotta
anything.
be something else. Can't just be steam.
No.
Well, and the DWS guy is desperately trying to make Tommy Lee Jones not look into this. He's like, dude, it's just steam. No, you have no jurisdiction here. Fuck off.
Yeah, it's not a big deal. We're just going to keep working. It happens all the time. 7 people dead. Last week, I killed 20 just by sending them into a different tunnel. They got ran over by a train. It's a dangerous job.
Huh.
I think you're fired.
Stan doesn't seem to care either.
No, Stan doesn't care about anything but helping
And betting on betting on earthquakes.
and quitting cigarettes. I briefly want to mention that at 12 minutes in, we get a shot of a bum sleeping next to a tree.
Yeah.
Right next to where this steam attack happened, mind you.
Yeah, well, he gets closer to other shit later.
I
So
think it's a different bum.
I don't think it is.
Oh.
Rourke and Gator go into the tunnel, and they're looking around, and the chief of police calls Don Cheadle and is just fucking yelling at him because Rourke is supposed to be behind a desk now.
Yeah. Why? No, again, it's one of the like, I'm angry police chief.
Why
Okay.
does it matter?
I don't know.
Somebody's got to go in there. We already know it's dangerous. The guy that's in charge should probably go look at it because he's not going to send. If it's dangerous, he's not going to send his employees if he's a good fucking boss.
Well,
This-
I beg to differ.
Yeah.
If he's a good fucking boss
No.
and cares about people's lives.
If you're a trained field agent and that's your job is to go and investigate things,
Yeah.
you send that guy.
He is a trained field agent. That's
He's-
how he got the job. He's
the-
behind the desk now. He used to do this all the time.
There should be somebody who specializes in going underground, not the director of disaster services.
Yeah, I think he's just buttholing out again and screaming orders and trying to be the hero.
Yeah. There's this tremendous heat. Whoa, it's hot in here. And it melts their fucking suits. It's hot enough to melt the plastic that is making in their air hoses.
It doesn't. It's too hot to like. Oh, look how hot it is. you would notice it being that hot.
Heat does not. The physics of heat don't work in this film.
No.
They escape the tunnel. They come up the tunnel out. I think one of the DWS guy grabs Tommy Lee Jones' jacket and he's like, "Ow, hot!"
Well,
They're fucking dead already.
Yeah, this is also the point where we realize that the volcano knows when you're there.
Mm-hmm. It has a mind of its own.
The volcano is actually a monster in this movie.
It goes where it wants to. It doesn't obey the rules of physics or gravity. It explodes through things and then sucks itself back up into its own fire hole.
And if you try to get a look at it, it'll spray itself at you.
Yes, indeed.
But then suck itself back up.
Right.
It's got backdraft powers.
Pretty much.
And it hates you.
And it doesn't like you. I think they're already dead. I think that both of these men have died.
This is Tommy Lee Jones's first dead.
Yep. Dead number 1.
So the way he makes eggs, he probably died on the way to work.
But yeah, let's confirm that. We'll give it Tommy Lee Jones death 1.
Death number 1.
Yeah. Meanwhile, at the La Brea Tar Pits, they don't know how the La Brea Tar Pits work.
I think that it wasn't until 2003 that they figured it out, so we'll give them a hall pass on this one. But
Okay.
yeah, it turns out that the tar pits bubble the methane from bacteria, not volcanoes.
Yeah. Okay. All right. We'll give them a pass there. But it's bubbling. It's starting to get toasty.
Yeah.
The dinosaurs are sinking into it. The little
Doesn't
model.
it always bubble?
Yeah, but it's getting real nasty.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I've never seen this thing, so I'm just going to have to assume that if it's a tar pit thing, it's got a couple of fart bubbles coming up.
Yeah, but now it's got many fart bubbles.
Yeah. I liked this effect with the elephant sinking.
Yeah, it's not bad.
I don't know why the elephant would sink. but
I don't know
whatever.
either. Maybe it's melting. Like its foundation is melting into itself.
I don't know.
I don't know either. Calder and his wife are upstairs in their new building going, "Oh, isn't this place great?" And she's like, "It's not that great. I have people's lives to save." That's their conversation. Aren't I amazing? And this rich, cool guy, I have people's lives to save. That's it.
And then he says, you shouldn't be treating gunshot wounds. You should be treating tennis elbow.
Because he doesn't know what she does for a living.
These people would have never been married. That's
Not a
problem
chance.
one with this whole scenario.
Not a chance.
They hated each other the first moment that they met.
Absolutely. Retarded. And I guess you got to set them up so we know that there's a building
So that
in
we
LA.
feel less bad about the building.
It's a fucking building.
But this is this guy's 3 years worth of this guy's work, Justin.
It's his penis building.
You don't need that to like feel good about the building collapse. It's just a concrete building. You could just cut him out and we're going to feel the exact same way. Oh, that building came down. People are dying from fire and we're supposed to feel bad about somebody's building crumbling?
After you watch 10 other buildings go up.
Yeah, no. Cut
This
him.
guy needs to be gone.
Yeah. I do like that Kelly Rourke, she enjoys The Faith No More. So her bro stock just went up with me.
Watch a little MTV with the neighbor
Yeah.
who's doing some bullshit.
Breathing exercises behind her.
There was a whole wave of not yoga that happened in the 90s. Remember all that shit?
Mm-hmm.
It was like, you're not doing anything.
Holistic yoga.
Yeah, but it was like half-assing.
Right.
Oh, yeah. Well, you would lay there, just lay there, and then you'd be like, focus on the blue energy light that's now above you. Breathe in the blue energy light.
It's like
made me do it for a class in college. It was ridiculous.
It's like the jiggle machine at the gym. You put the belt on and it jiggles you, and
Yeah.
that's supposed to make you fit.
They need to bring those back.
What is that even supposed to do?
I was going to shake the fat off you, I guess.
I don't think that is how it works.
Well, there's a good track record of, if you really look at things, humans just don't know shit about fuck ever, and it's always the wrong idea. Like, you look back 20 years ago and go, what the fuck? Every time.
Like this movie.
Like this movie.
So Anne Heche pulls up and at the MacArthur Park, and everybody's in what the fuck is going on mode. And so she explains that she has a theory, and she first says to Tommy Lee Jones, "Do you understand what geological events are?" And she's not being snide or sarcastic. She is legitimately asking him. And he goes, "I think so."
He's, again, in the terms of his, I just make decisions, he's saying that, leading her to tell him what it is, so then he can Just make a quick decision.
And
She doesn't know shit.
No, he doesn't. And we get the line, our favorite line from the movie. The magma's going to flow. What's magma?
What's magma?
Ay. What an idiot.
What is magma? When he says what's magma, if you're Anne Heche's character in this, you just start ignoring him completely.
You walk away from this man.
Yeah, and just do whatever you came to do. Give the report to his office, and then hopefully never talk to him again.
You see if anybody else can help. They are also idiots, and you never speak to anybody. You just solve the problem on your own. Hey, I've averted disaster because if I work with these people are going to die.
Anne Heche gets out of her truck, walks around, talks to 8 people in the park, and moves to Phoenix, Arizona.
Without Anne Heche, their plan would have been to shoot the lava with guns. That's gonna die, lava, because they don't fucking know shit.
They got plenty of guns, though. They fucking shot those tires up real nice.
So she wants to go in to check things out, but he's like, it's too dangerous. And she's like, he just says that because I'm a girl. But then she kind of hints at the fact that she finds him attractive. Like, there's chemistry between them already.
It's the other assistant lady, her best friend / coworker / subordinate, says something like, oh, he's whatever. And it's not just that, like, she finds him attractive. It's that everyone is supposed to find... Isn't he obviously the attractive guy?
Right.
Is what the movie is telling you,
Indeed.
and you're like, he looks like he should be wearing a helmet. He should have been Darth Vader, so we didn't get to see his face.
Yeah, he was burnt on Mustafar. He's not handsome. Like, I like the Tommy Lee Jones, but
no, there's like, they really crossed the barrier on this one, because they're always doing the age thing where it's a 23-year-old woman, 50-year-old man. But now it's 23-year-old woman and a 50-year-old fucking gargoyle.
They're really going for the Hunchback of Notre Dame here.
Yeah, like, isn't he dreamy? What? Wow, I just saw him and he scared me.
Just because you gotta have some sort of romance between the man and the woman in a film, you just have to.
I guess.
Fuck
And they don't
off.
even fully pay it off either,
No,
the assholes.
Just fuck off with that shit. So they go down in the tunnel in the morning because I guess they can't do it at night. You think that, like, if they're trying to sneak in, they would do it at night?
They have a real... She's in the tunnel for a long time. She goes down there. The two of them go down there.
2 women in, or one man leaves. Woman.
One man. She went down there as a woman and came out as a man. The volcano killed her best friend and gave her a penis.
Well, I would say it turned her into a lesbian, but
She was already... I think this was the... She's already with... what's her face?
Ellen DeGeneres?
Yeah.
So they're down there, and this big earthquake happens now. It's like a 9.8. It's a big one.
9.8 drop everything.
Yeah.
It's bigger than a 5, say.
Yeah, there's fucking shit all falling all over the place, and everybody in the streets are panicked, and the subway car in the tunnel gets blocked by falling debris, and her friend is like over the crack in the pipe that they're in and falls in, and Anne Heche can't save her. She gets burninated. She's Trogdored.
Yeah.
And I like that. That was fun.
It happens because she looked in there and the volcano knew that she was looking.
Right.
So it also caused an earthquake just to scare other people and then kills this lady for looking at it.
And I like the fact that she's hanging on for dear life. The volcano fries her, but her hand is still like,
She falls to her death at least 40 feet.
Right.
And then there's another shot of her whole arm sticking out of the crevice still.
Right. Like it exploded her back just so you can see her dead hand.
I think the volcano was just holding her arm being like, ha, fuckers. You're gonna get it now.
Does Anne Heche die right here?
She should have died.
Yeah,
Okay,
she
so
should have died.
She's got dead one death too.
It seems like because once she makes it out of the tunnel, the whole lake or pond thing is boiling. And when Tommy Lee Jones and Gator go in there, their plastic melts. It's so hot in there, anyone that enters dies immediately. So Anne Heche is now dead ×1. So we've killed both of the leads already once.
Yep. And because of the earthquake, And this is just an excuse. Like, we got to have this daughter for him to rescue, or somebody that he cares about in this film to rescue. She can't stay at home because she's scared of earthquakes. So he's got to bring her into work because it's safe there.
Yep.
Which is just shitty writing. Well, we got to have a girl for him to save. Why would she be around, though? Why would she be around? Well, she can't stay home. Why can't she stay home? Because she's scared of earthquakes.
Scared of earthquakes.
Fuck you. So the power's out. They can't see shit. And Don Cheadle's calling. And they're like, what the fuck's going on? What are you even doing there this morning? Don Cheadle's like, don't you know I sleep on your desk? On your desk? Does he really sleep on his desk?
I don't know.
I would rather sleep on the floor.
I wouldn't.
Maybe he has like a whole bed thing that he sets up there.
Yeah, but he says desk.
That's what I'm saying. Like he takes out like a foam pad and puts it on the desk and makes a nice bed for himself on the desk.
So you got to clear all the shit off the desk every day?
Yeah.
Put it back?
Put it back.
Oh, man. Just sleep on the floor, buddy.
You wash yourself in the toilet.
Oh, and we get told that the movie doesn't know how phones work. That's a stinker staple.
Yes.
Stinker staple number 8, I believe.
Yeah. It does a real bad job with a radio phone conversation. As bad as I've seen, really.
Uh-huh.
Because at one point, the phone is hung up.
Right.
And Don Cheadle yells at Tommy Lee Jones while he's driving, as if yelling into his headset will cause the phone to then speak to Tommy Lee Jones.
Come in. Come in. You're not on the phone with him.
You don't actually tell a phone to come in ever.
No, you
That's
don't.
Radio talk.
And when he says the desk thing, Tommy Lee Jones looks over at his daughter and says, he doesn't mean that. She can't hear your conversation, ding dong.
It's a phone.
Jesus Christ. This is really bad not knowing how phones work.
It's the worst I've seen, I think.
It would have been better if they. I kind of wonder at this point if they originally had like a CB radio in the cab when that was written,
Yeah.
so that she could hear.
Probably. That would make sense, but they do not do that.
Yeah, well,
But there's a phone there now, so whatever.
yeah, exactly. They couldn't abandon what what was written on those pages.
So all of a sudden the sewer erupts, manhole covers are exploding up off the streets, pew, pew, and there's lightning coming out or into the La Brea tar pits. What the fuck? Lightning?
It was striking the volcano.
Bringing it to life like Frankenstein's baby.
Is that like magic?
I think what it really is, it's a missed opportunity.
Okay.
Because I would have liked Twisted Sister to come out of that lightning playing some fucking rad shit. That would have been like, yeah! Lightning striking a volcano means that it's time for Twisted Sister
Some
to
Dean Snyder.
come out here. Yeah, Dee Snyder, you're going to burn in hell!
It's just lightning, really. And then I call them flame balls, but we eventually get told that they're lava bombs.
And if it's really called a lava bomb, I challenge science to name it something else right now, because I refuse to think that that's what it actually is.
Lava bombs. They're giant molten rock things shot into the sky that land on cars and crush people. And
Light buildings on fire.
yeah, they're pretty awesome.
And I love when she's like, hey, wait, don't watch it. Wait for it. Okay, now run. Isn't that just kind of fucking common sense? Like,
Yeah.
you watch the ball to make sure it's not going to fall in your general vicinity. And then if you need to, you get the hell out of the way.
It's just a line saying Anne Heche knows what's going on.
She was on the softball team.
She knows how to.
Track a ball.
Stupid. So Stan finds out about the subway car that's trapped and that there's people in it. And so he's like, we got to put a team together. Get down there. So they're heading in to help out. I love that Stan's now gone into action man mode.
Stan, action man Stan.
From construction guy to...
He's supposed to just be the train. I don't... These
Hero
guys,
man.
none of these guys make sense.
None of them. There's a fire truck driving along, and it gets tacoed by a lava bomb and tossed on its side, and a man gets shot out of the side of this thing, and it looks fucking ridiculous.
It is hilarious.
He travels like 50 feet in the air.
Yeah, this dummy gets shot like it would be from one side of the street to the next head first.
Yes.
Hilarious.
He just got shot out of the volcano.
Yeah,
Ay. He's dead.
he's dead. He might be the guy with the concussion.
He might.
The fractured skull.
Yeah.
I believe that was what that one was.
Oh man, he's got to be doing like 90 when he gets shot.
So
out of
he
that
was
thing.
going 40 because the fire truck's going 40, and then he leaves the fire truck at seemingly 60 miles an hour fast. So he's at least going 100.
He's dead.
He is not going to make it.
And Rourke like slams on the brakes. The streets are already covered in ash. Seriously, inches of ash, which I guess they just used newspapers to make the ash. The ash looks good in this film. I thought it was
Good enough.
Yeah, good enough. It's the only thing that looks like, hey, I guess that's what it would look like. But he slams on the brakes and the tires squeal like they're on concrete. He would have slid about 50 feet if he slams on those brakes and ran over the guy that he was stopping to help.
No, there's no driving on this
You
shit.
cannot drive on this shit. It's fucking stupid. And the nurses, or Mrs. Calder, Dr. Calder's there.
Jacqueline Kim.
Yeah. There's some reporter in a sob on the phone describing everything. It's mayhem. Everything's on fire and people are confused and loud noises.
Yeah, whoever watches this movie needs to kind of put this guy under a microscope because he's doing such a bad job. All I can hear is a loud sound. It is a loud sound. A loud sound is happening. He just repeats things over and over again. It's awful. But
then silence.
Yeah.
And it is hitting the mute button. Everything has been silenced. Before, there's people screaming, tires squealing, people yelling commands, firefighters, sirens. And then because the volcano has chosen to turn itself off just to be quiet for dramatic purposes, everything else gets muted in the world too.
Yes, all of the fire hoses, everything that's happening.
Fuck you.
Yeah. I also hate during this sequence that there's like fire trucks everywhere, and the one gets hit by the lava bomb, and it goes over, and none of the firemen do anything to help their friends.
None.
They are not even trying.
They're trapped in there. Why can't they get out?
Why can't any of them... Those buildings aren't going out. Save your buddies.
Yeah.
Those guys can live.
Yeah.
They don't, because you're going to futilely spray water on lava in a building.
Mm-hmm. And you got people laying on the street and they're whatever. But then eruption! The volcano has finally happened. Sort of.
Sort of.
Let's get to this right now. Should this movie be called Volcano?
I guess.
I think it should have been called Magma.
Well, once it's out of the earth, it's lava.
Yeah, it's lava once it's above ground.
You should be the head of disaster management services.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I think this movie should be called... Actually, Jackie's... Well, it's half magma and half lava because the magma at the end is underground.
Sort of, but it's in canals. It's overground now. It's lava.
Okay. Well, the film should be called Lava because the volcano is, what do we want to say? Like, it looks like it's about like 5 feet tall.
I think 12 feet tall.
Yeah, that's generous.
It wasn't very impressive.
When an underground volcano erupts from a earthquake, would suddenly a mountain of volcano form? Should there even be a 12-foot volcano?
Well, according to the film, there was a guy in a field that saw nothing had ever happened before, and then all of a sudden, 100-foot volcano.
Within a week.
Within a week.
That's just how it works, huh?
I guess.
I don't think that's how it works.
But he was down in Mexico, so, he could have just been mistaken.
I don't think volcanoes just...
They can just happen.
I don't think that's how that goes. I think lava would just come up out of the ground.
But if it keeps coming up, it forms into a mountain. A volcano mountain. Hot sauce.
All
right
right.
at the top.
Yeah, whatever. Anyways, daughter's trapped. She can't get away from the volcano, and all she had to do was just walk away from it. Eesh.
She sucks.
She does suck.
I wanted her to die so many fucking times. I'm not going to lie. I'm like, let's just get her out of the way.
The volcano lava burps on her and catches her pants on fire, and it's like a big deal.
They describe it as a second-degree burn. Had that actually happened, it would have burned straight through her leg.
Right, absolutely.
She's got life problems now.
But visually, nothing happens to her. Her pants get caught on fire, and then
they have a hole in them now.
Yeah, second-degree burn. We got to get her to the hospital. He's like, you got to help her. There's people fucking dying, and her pants caught on fire. I'm pretty sure she's okay.
Well, Dr. Lady says that it could get infected if they don't treat it, so they
bring
her along.
I've seen Rambo 3. when he gets pierced through the tummy with a spike thing.
That actually got infected with awesome.
With awesome. Isn't what you do to prevent infections is burn things
Sometimes.
in the field, cauterizing the wound so that it doesn't get infected? She's already got a pre-cauterized wound. She's fine.
Yeah, maybe.
She's got a
I'm
sunburn
just
at
saying,
most.
I'm not a doctor, and that lady in the movie was.
Oh, touche.
So I'm going to take her word for it, not yours, sir.
Fine, fair point. I like that Rourke runs over there and grabs her, and then they get up on top of the Suburban that's quickly melting, and he jumps over the lava, which like is dramatic tension, and it's like a bunny hop, like 2 feet away. He does not jump far, and dun-dun, it's all in slow motion, and like, whoa, dude, nice, you athlete.
Yeah.
Good thing you fucking slowed that down so we could get a shot of how awesome he is bunny hopping.
This is the first point where you're really underwhelmed by the speed of how fast the lava
Yes.
is. Like, he is, however, dead again.
Oh yeah, he's dead.
He's been killed by inhalation already.
Yep, he's dead. Number 2.
And he would have died when he tried to jump off the truck.
Well, he's already
Because-
dead. That's
Yeah.
one death because he's already dead from the inhalation.
Or could he die again from the truck jump?
He could die again from the truck jump because he waited way too long to jump.
Uh-huh.
And holding another human being, he would not
he
get that
wouldn't
much
make it.
velocity.
He barely jumped at all.
Yeah, he would be dead. He would have jumped himself into the lava, and he would have had to
No,
pull
there
a
was no
stand.
lava where he jumped to. You see that? That's what I was saying about the slow motion thing. You see that where he lands, there's no lava. So I say that's not a death.
Okay, well, she's dead, though, too. So daughter has experienced one death. So we got Rourke has died twice, little Rourke has died once, and Dr. Haish has died once.
Yep. Well, the neighborhood is now on fire. It's moved to homes, and people are panicking in the streets, and some guy just takes a lava bomb right to the face. There's people on fire rolling around in their yards and shit. It looks so silly.
Some guy's spraying his house that's covered, completely enveloped in lava with a hose.
Yep. Yep.
That'll stop it. And then we get, what is the dog's name?
Bill the dog.
Bill the dog. Here's a little intermission in the movie.
Uh-huh.
This was high stakes for me. I mean, this one really had me on the edge of my seat. I was worried about Bill the dog. He was cute. He was barking for help, and nobody would save him.
He could just go outside.
Well, yeah, eventually he does, but whatever.
I
Saved
like-
his own bone, and then he got blown to safety.
trapped.
No.
He's not trapped at all. And they're like, won't somebody help Bill the dog? And the door that he goes through has no lava near it at all. Why didn't somebody just go to the back of the house, walk inside, pick up Bill the dog, and go, I got Bill. Things are fine now.
You go like this, Bill, the dog, come here. And he comes here.
Yeah.
And he does the same thing. He gets his treat first, gets a little treat on the way out,
Barks at the lava.
barks at the lava. This is the stupidest thing that happens in the movie because the lava goes into the house. Now, it doesn't fucking burn the house. Like, it goes, the lava goes into the house. Yes.
Hello? Who is it? It's me, Lava.
Lava.
Can I come in? Sure.
Yeah, here, I'll
in.
open the door for you. Come on in. Can you go faster? No? All right. Lava. It's so dumb that lava's in the house.
Who is it?
I didn't even, like, when I was watching, I was like, oh, there's lava in the house. And I'm like, what the fuck? There's lava in the house? That's so stupid.
It snuck in through the window.
And it took me a second to realize how dumb that is. Like,
Hey.
what the shit?
Bing bong. Oh, nobody's inside. Hey, the door's locked. I'll try the upstairs window.
The conversation the dog has with the lavas. What are you doing here? And the lava's like, I'm sorry, the door was open. I just came in.
Oh, Bill the dog doesn't die because, as we all know, the dog never dies in a disaster movie.
And he got blown to safety out of his dog door.
With his fucking treat.
That was awesome.
They should have chucked that dog a la Beastmaster with the ferrets, and just the owner's standing there going, Bill! And then Bill gets exploded right into her arm.
Yes. Yeah, like a Bollywood movie, and they just fly off together with some singing and dancing.
I love you, Bill the dog.
Those three people get shot into space and saved.
We get the Hieronymus Bosch is heavy joke.
God.
So stupid.
Yep.
Ugh.
Those
I thought that was really highbrow. They were really trying to bring some sophistication to those security guards. Like, you know what? They're more than just security guards. They've got class.
They're artisans. Hieronymus Bosch is heavy material. And heavy when you carry his paintings.
Oh.
Stupid.
Well, just like everybody else, they're just waiting for their acting career to take off.
Yep, indeed. Comedy career, too. Hey, 51 minutes in, the bum shows up again. He's now sleeping next to a light post. And he's in the midst of all of this chaos. Lava bombs and sirens and fire trucks and explosions and lava. And he's just taking a snooze on the street.
He's completely enveloped in ash.
Yes.
He's been there for a while.
Dead.
He should be dead.
And they shouldn't be able to. He's a lump. Even in the movie, they're like, hey, let's save that guy. It's like, that lump?
Yeah.
Is it human? You're sure?
Uh-huh.
I'm pretty sure he didn't make it. It's a lump.
He's dead. He's got lava on top of his face. He didn't make it.
I don't think he does make it.
Greg the bum?
The bum.
Okay. I don't think he does either.
This is high tension scene now.
Yeah.
I think he gets his back broken when the ladder snaps.
All right, let's count the deaths here because I think there's multiple deaths in this sequence.
So this is Anne Heche's second death because she's walked into the inhalation.
Yes.
So she's now dead twice.
Okay.
Rourke is dead twice.
All right, we'll give a T and an A right there. They're all trapped, surrounded by lava, so they've all died from that. Then they lower a ladder down for them to get on. They toss the guy in the middle, and they hang off the sides. And the ladder swings them over the lava.
Slowly.
They've already died from inhalation, so we're not going to count that again. But I believe that they are fried to a crisp
The
here.
heat here is probably thousands of degrees. They are now both dead 3 times.
So that's 3 times.
Because Anne Heche has died from the inhalation by coming there.
Right, that's 1.
And she died in the tunnel. They both died in the
No,
tunnel.
I'm only counting the deaths in this scene.
Oh.
So
okay. So
death
it's just,
from inhalation, death from burnination.
Yeah.
Swings them over and then drops them. And this is some really bad filmmaking because you get a shot of the ladder and it's parallel to the truck. Now, we know the height of a fire truck is not 40 feet in the air, but then when they drop, there's 4 cuts of them dropping in space, meaning that they are 40 feet up in the fucking air.
They were killed by the fall.
Killed by the fall. That's 3 deaths in one sequence.
For Anne Heche and 2 for Tommy.
No, why is...
Because he didn't die. He died from the inhalation in the last scene. So he
Yeah,
only
he's still
dies from
Oh, no,
heat.
he dies from inhalation again. I'm counting that.
Oh.
Yeah, they both die 3 times right here.
Well, I'm only giving him a total death count of, what would that be, 4 now?
Yeah.
He's dead 4 times.
Yes, dead 4 times.
And she's dead 4 times as well.
3 of those times.
In one
Just
scene.
In one scene, yeah. Ay, 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 ay. The lava's coming down the street slowly at them. So they're making a plan to, like, block it and, like, dig trenches and do everything that they can. So they're sticking cars in front of the lava. They push a bus over and it does fucking nothing. They don't know what to do. And she's like, this is very determined stuff. If she's so goddamn smart, shouldn't she have been like, no, that's not going to work. It's just going to come back around. This is what I do. It's just going to flow around it. Have you seen how water works? It works the same way. It just flows around.
I think that's what they're trying to divert it, though.
Yeah, but before they even shoot that bus and tip it over, she should have been like, that's not going to do anything. She's like surprised that it didn't work in her scene. She should already know that that's not going to work.
Yeah, it's not going to work.
Stupid. And then we finally get the social issues statement about the film. L.A., the LAPD, and black people. Fuck you. Who the fuck do you think you are, Mick Jackson? Seriously.
Fox movies.
Fox movies. You're... Got to cram in some social statements inside of this Volcano fucking movie.
There are a few
We're
of
going to
them.
change the world. We're going to change how people look at each other.
Do a shitty job with it.
We're going to cure mankind's problems and rid greed and sin and hatred and racism inside of a fucking Volcano movie.
That ignored science. They do a shitty job with it, though. Because the racist cop never quits being racist. You can tell he's going to shake his ass down the next day.
He doesn't shoot him.
He doesn't.
So that's an improvement.
It is.
Because before it was leading to he was going to shoot him.
Or at least take him downtown.
Yeah, but he doesn't now. So there's
Today.
that. Today.
I think he's going to shake his ass down tomorrow.
That's, hey, man, nah, live for today.
Take what you can get, I guess.
Don't worry about tomorrow.
Huh.
Hey, sha-na-na-na.
But
live for
we
today.
are the world, huh?
Yeah, I like that song. Not We Are the World. Sha-na-na-na, live for today.
Oh.
Well, Stan and his team of boys have arrived at the subway car, and the lava's almost there.
They're dead.
Yeah, they're dead. They're all dead.
Inhalation.
They wouldn't have made it probably very far in that tunnel at all.
No, they would have smelled the outside and been like, it's sulfur. We can't go in.
Go in there. No. They are not wearing any protective gear. They are. They've got hard hats on.
And ties.
And ties. I'll just tighten this tie down so I can't breathe.
That's what, to skip ahead a little bit, like we'll talk, I guess, about how the issues of Stan, but they should have tied all their ties together from the top of the subway car to their other cart and then used it as like a way to traverse the area.
Tightrope.
But they didn't do that because they're not smart enough.
So they go inside the car and everybody's knocked out from death.
From death.
The movie says you can't be there. You can't breathe this because the people are unconscious. Something bad has happened to them in the air.
The canary just told you the mine's not safe.
But they're not dead.
They're sleeping.
They're sleeping from not having any air.
And being 700 degrees.
Correct.
It's very tiring.
Wow.
Not being able to breathe and being cooked simultaneously can make you want to nap.
So they get all those guys out of there, but the bus driver, the car driver, where's he at? Stan's got to go find him at the front, closest to the lava.
Why did he go back to the front?
Because that's where why did the driver go back to the
Yeah,
front?
he was in the back of the car.
Yeah, you would be as far away from the lava as you possibly could. Why can't they get out of the fucking subway car? Oh, the hydraulics.
Yeah, they broke the doors. They couldn't.
There's got to be an emergency way to bypass that. A manual lever that you pull and crank and open the door. You don't need hydraulics.
Who's got something hard?
Yeah.
And breaking this window.
God damn it.
Actually, I think you can. They're like bus windows. You can just kick them out.
Yeah, probably. Stupid. So they get all those people out, but Stan's up front and he picks up the guy he's unconscious to and carries him over his shoulder. But the time that this has taken has made the entire subway car be engulfed in flame. And it's burning.
The only thing slower than lava is Action Stan.
Moving slow. Stan the man. And his shoes are melting.
His shoes are melting.
His Nike shoes, which I thought held up quite nicely. Yay, Nike. Send me a free pair of shoes.
Nice. I like your Nike voice, too.
Yeah.
Thank you.
The obvious sponsorship voice. I like free stuff.
So he gets to the back of the bus. I mean, this thing is coming apart. It's dripping. The ceiling is dripping
He's
down.
Dead for the 8th time now.
I can't imagine how many times Stan dies in this scene.
Yeah.
But cue dramatic music. He gets to the back of the bus. His guys are there who are also dead. They're standing right next to the fucking lava.
Here's a real thing.
Mm-hmm.
Push the cart into the subway car and let him walk on that. To escape.
I got a much better idea. Oh shit! This thing's about to be engulfed in lava. Let's push it back. It's it's on train tracks. Let's just get it moving away from the lava.
I don't know if they could move it.
They've got that fucking cart that's also on train tracks that's powered.
Yeah, maybe
hook them up, tow the goddamn thing around the corner, get everybody unloaded. Everybody lives, except for they're all dead from smoke inhalation, anyways.
Yeah, or you just use the cart.
Yeah.
For something. They don't use the cart for
No,
anything.
They don't. But Stan gets to the back of the bus, and they're like, "You're gonna have to jump. You're gonna have to do it." And he's like, looking around. Now, I'm not saying that if he had jumped right when he got there, he would have made it, but that was his only hope. You can't stand around and be like, well, do I got enough? You see that lava? You got to get over that, Stan.
Yep.
He doesn't. It's too far now.
It's really set up. They do a side shot, and you can just see there's no way he's going to make it.
Not a chance.
Because it's like 12 feet of lava that he would have to jump over with another man.
At the point he jumps, it's 12 feet of lava. So what do we think Stan can jump?
He makes it about 2 feet.
About 2 feet. So at the point he makes contact with the lava, he's got 10 feet. to still go. He chucks a full-ass grown man, I think 15 feet.
15 feet.
Over his head.
Yes. He throws the driver, who's dead
Who's dead?
already. He should have just thrown him on the lava and used him as a bridge.
Rode him as a surfboard.
It wouldn't work either. It would just, he turns into steam the second he hits
got a
it.
better chance than, I'm going to chuck a man 15 feet. Now, how far do we think Stan can chuck a man?
I would think that because when he's cooked to his knees and he's been disintegrated all the way to the knee and he's not able to really use his legs to pump, he throws this guy 15 feet. So I think an able-bodied Stan can throw a man 46 feet.
How far would Stan chuck this guy in real life?
2 feet.
I think he would drop him right in front.
At his fucking feet.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, because see, I think what would have happened is he would have jumped off that train and his knees would have given out and he would have been like, oh, and then he would have just dropped the guy in the lava and been like, it was all for nothing.
Oh, it's ridiculous. This is by far and away my favorite scene in this movie.
And he takes so long. It's like he's the fucking Witch of the West. Is like, I'm melting. And you're just like, not Stan. No. I'm the only guy I was emotionally invested in for whatever reason.
Just because of the scene, pretty much.
Yeah.
Because you know it's coming. You know how stupid it is. But instantly, when the whole scene starts, you're like, oh, he's going to fucking chuck that guy. Stan the man-chucking man. So they got a new plan upstairs. They're going to block it off with some K-rails. K-rails. Get some K-rails. Get in here. Block them off. And we're going to make a horseshoe. And it's going to pile up, and then we'll cool it down.
I thought this was a decent plan.
I don't think it is.
I don't think it is.
I'll get to why I don't think it is. But,
Well, it's interesting because they build this little dam for the lava, and they bring the fire trucks up because lava pushes more than it is hot. Is what the movie's now telling me, that the
that's
lava,
a lot of mass that's moving.
It does push pretty hard, but it's hot is a lot more
Devastating. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, if you were to take these K-rails, I just call them dividers. They're the things that you see on the side of the freeways.
Sure.
You don't weld them together or put concrete in between them, and you set them kitty corner to each other. There's gonna be huge fucking gaps in between them.
Yeah.
That's the primary problem with the K-divider plan. It's just the lava's just gonna pour through anyways.
Well, it's like molasses, so it's not going to pour through as fast. But
Sure.
yeah, it's going to make it through.
It's gonna melt everybody who's standing right next to the fucking dividers, because they're just standing like it's like a battle, like Braveheart showdown, like American Revolution War. Like they're facing down their enemy, which is slow crawling lava.
It even comes with the speech. Tommy Lee gives the speech about fighting the lava, and they do it, and they win.
Yes, it is so butt.
I cried.
Oh?
It's very emotional. It's not. You did not cry.
Because you cried because the movie kept going after this.
I'm not going to lie. The first time I saw this movie, I was like, oh, thank God it's over. Like, it was super entertaining. Let's just cut it off here.
It's timing. Well, I think it's timed pretty well. But anyways, I like this line. The daughter's now babysitting these two children. They're playing rock, paper, scissors. And the little boy doesn't do paper. He does lava. He's like, what beats lava? And she's like, my dad.
He doesn't.
He doesn't know what lava is, child. You know more about lava than your father does because you've gone to grade school.
So what sign does she have to make to beat lava in the rock, paper, scissors game? What is the sign for Tommy Lee Jones?
You grab your balls.
Uh-huh.
You do the 3 pumps, and then instead of holding your hand out in a symbol, you just keep going down until you grab your crotch. So that's the universal I win.
Tommy Lee Jones. Crotch critters. So they block it off, and it works. And the choppers fly over and dump a bunch of water, and the hoses start spraying, and it, I guess, cools it all down. And, oh, you know what? We got to count. Tommy Lee Jones is standing right next to this fucking barrier. He's dead.
He's dead again.
Dead again.
So he's up to 5.
Yeah. Where's Anne Heche during all this?
He sends her to the hospital to go get his daughter.
Yeah,
and she's like,
yeah.
I'll do it.
Yeah.
I promise you. And then touches his face. And then doesn't fucking come through for him.
No, she doesn't.
She does not find his daughter at any point during the movie.
No, she goes to investigate what she believes is not, that this is not the end of it.
Oh.
So she goes down into the tunnel. She's got her little meat thermometer with her.
Mm-hmm.
It says 600 degrees. She'd be dead.
She's dead.
She's dead 5 times now.
Does Tommy Lee Jones die twice here? Because first you got the lava. He's dead from inhalation again. The lava pouring through the dividers, melting all the fire trucks and him. When they dump the water on the steam, would that also kill him?
That would be That would be a secondary. I'm going to let that count for a secondary inhalation death.
Okay.
Because it's a new source of.
Right, because technically it would
noxious
cook your
fumes.
lungs.
Yeah,
So he's died 3 times in one scene again?
I think twice.
Twice. We're going to give him 2 deaths. Okay.
So he's up to 6.
Yep.
And she's at 5.
Yay, they stopped it. Hooray, it's all over. No, it's not.
So he grabs a motorcycle.
Mm-hmm.
Because she calls him on the phone.
He crashes that motorcycle. He's fucking dead.
He crashes 7.
And let's be realistic. If all the phone lines are down in the city, how is she able to call from a payphone?
She's calling from a payphone, and she calls the reporter's phone. Like either one of them knew that number.
Right.
They don't know how phones work again.
Again.
So he, all of a sudden, he gets on a motorcycle, and the next thing you know, he's there on foot. You don't see the motorcycle ever again.
Because he crashed it and died.
And died.
Yeah. Ay. So they need to look inside of a tunnel, and they can't go in there because it's too hot. So they drop a camera down there.
Where'd they get the news camera?
Where'd they get the news camera? They film it. They see the lava coming. It's going fast. And I think he dies here, too.
Yeah.
Because he puts his hand... Oh, it erupts.
It erupts, and they're looking in it like a couple of douches.
Yeah, so they're both dead there again.
So she's up to 6, and she's at 7, and he's at 8 now.
She figures out some speed math, how fast it's going, and it's going super fast, and it's going to reach the hospital where his daughter's at in 30 minutes. So they got 30 minutes to get across town that has no power. It's being evacuated, and so no traffic lights. Nothing. Everybody's crammed into the streets trying to get out. They got 30 minutes to make it all the way across L.A.
Ash everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
And I like how he's driving down the road, like at super high speeds, with his head out the window.
He's hauling ass.
And talking on the phone.
And
with
talking
his head on So he's looking, his head is out of the car with enough of his ear in it to talk on the phone while driving.
Mm-hmm.
And tells them to round up a demolitions team.
We could give him a implied death right here.
From driving poorly.
He would crash.
Either that or he would be going around like a street and he would hit his face on like a mailbox or a street sign or something and just get his head knocked off.
Yep.
So honorary death for that, number 9. He's dead.
No, I'm not going to count that.
Okay, no.
Because let's just say he's Action Man.
All right.
Yeah.
I did it once. I drove with my head out of the car all the way to the bus station from my house. It was about 6 miles.
Mm-hmm.
In the winter because the defroster wasn't working.
I also had a second cousin who stuck her head out the window going down the freeway.
That's not something you should do.
Hit a sign and got decapitated.
I would imagine.
That's how, not Rita Hayworth, James Manfield died.
Oh?
Shook. Yeah, look it up. She hit a semi, though, and her head came off.
Huh.
Yeah. Boobs are still there, though.
Oh, you beat me to it.
So those are good. Those are good.
Yay.
Got to keep those. So they're going to route this lava into this creek that runs into the ocean. That's their plan. Which, it's not a creek. It's
irrigation.
Culvert. Yeah.
Or not drainage
Yeah.
tunnel, basically.
Fine. I'll let this one. Yeah. I'm not going to question the physics here. I'm going to question how good it looks when they actually do it. But
Which it looked awesome.
so in order to do that, they've got to knock down Calder's building. So they're going to strap a bunch of bombs. And I love this because they're standing around looking at it, planning it. And it is the worst painting of people standing in front of a painting, pretending to look at a tall building that I have ever seen.
It's a photograph that's been printed. It's not
I don't think it's a photograph. If it's a photograph, why wouldn't they just shoot it in front of the actual building that they photographed?
I don't know. Because it wasn't there.
Then shoot something that's there.
I thought it was a model.
No, it's a two-dimensional piece of art, whether it's painted or a photograph. I guess there's a question, but it is not a model. They are not standing in front of anything other than something flat. It looks horrible. It's not even in focus.
No.
So you're probably right. It's probably a picture because it's not in focus. Like, if you're gonna do that, you gotta make sure it looks sharp. Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
But they're gonna knock it over, so they got to strap a bunch of bombs to the basement and
All over the street and everywhere else.
yeah, blow it up and build a trench for it to go in.
You notice when Tommy Lee Jones just picks up the jackhammer and he starts jackhammering?
Uh huh.
He gets done after everybody, and he lowers his last bomb in there.
Mm-hmm.
He's jackhammering. He's obviously about a foot deep.
Uh huh.
That he lowers that thing only like 10 feet down.
Yes. Oh boy. This is so dumb. And the daughter, meanwhile, has lost the little boy. The little boy's just decided to go wander off for fun.
I guess.
I don't know. And so she goes and looks for him, and the lava shows up, erupts out of the street, spraying everywhere, and people, I think all those people died.
A lot of people died. The infirm are getting like tossed around.
Uh-huh.
Like rag dolls.
Some guy gets shot with a lava bomb in the ass.
Yes.
It hits him right in the butt.
There's some really like dick moves that the volcano pulls here. Because there's like a guy that has had his legs burned real bad and it lights his legs back on fire. That's a really dick move by the volcano. It's like at least burn his top half now if you're going to kill him by doing him twice in the same place. That fucking sucks.
I'm going to get those legs.
Yeah. God damn it, they just got put out. Not again.
Maybe it was trying to get for a wiener roast.
The irony was that he was a tap dancer.
Yeah. The bomb guys get trapped downstairs because some fucking piping falls onto them.
The air conditioner
vent.
This is again Gator, which is one of my last questions was why you'd have I'll burn it now. Like, why do they even have this guy, Gator Harris?
Because you have to have somebody who knowingly dies to help everybody else.
You have to, yes.
Even though you've already had Stan.
Even though Stan already did it.
Uh-huh.
But like, why Gator Harris? Name him Steve or something. Like, he should be awesome with this name.
Right.
And then the guy who's smashed by the air conditioner is like, go, save yourself. He's like, no, I'm going to get you out of here.
Why, if you can't lift it, he's like, go ahead. He could just be like, I'm sorry, man. The guy that's trapped, if he's really trapped, but he's not, would you be like, stay with me while we get exploded? No, get the fuck out of here. Why does he stay?
He doesn't need to stay.
He doesn't need to stay. He's not doing anything other than, I guess,
can
holding his
be-
hand while they get exploded.
When he
You know what
says
I think?
Clear, he can just sprint
Uh-huh.
and get out of there.
Or he could go outside and say clear.
Yeah.
I think that he was just being indecisive the whole time. And then they were like, dude, are you clear or not? We got to blow this thing. And he was like, oh, man, I took too long trying to be nice about leaving Chuck here.
Uh-huh.
And then he's like, fuck. All right, well, yeah, clear.
So he just dies because he doesn't want to be rude anymore.
Yep.
Yeah.
Huh.
And he's
Yeah.
like, oh, I wasted too much time on it.
Yeah, he's death by inefficiency. I
Gator-
was inefficient. I should die.
Gator Harris. Ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, because he's like, no, I'll get the check. No, I'll get the check. And then he's like, oh, we played the game too long. Now I'm going to have to die for real.
The waiter's going to come kill us. So they start the detonation sequence, and so those guys are dead. And the daughter is by the explodey part. The building is going to fall on her, I guess. She sees the kid. Tommy Lee sees her, and so he starts sprinting, and he's... How far do you think he travels in this time?
It's a good 150 yards.
I think it's 150 yards. And he runs 150 yards faster than a building can fall down.
Well, he did play for Harvard.
Oh, yeah.
He did?
Yeah, we talked about that. Harvard BTL 2929.
Oh.
That was Tommy Lee Jones.
The building falls right on top of them anyways. Like, he dives on top of her, and so he's moved her 2 feet.
I guess they pushed her back in the entrance and they're okay.
I don't know about that.
The door jam thing again.
Yeah.
And he's like, get underneath the door.
Uh-huh.
It'll save your life.
Yeah.
And then
I
at
don't
the
think-
very end of the movie, he's like, get underneath the door.
No, all that rubble comes in and crushes them. They're dead. This is a death.
He's dead again. She's dead twice now.
Yeah.
So
That little boy is definitely dead.
and everyone else died from inhalation.
Again.
So Anne Heche is at where's she at now? She's at 8.
Uh-huh.
Tommy is at 9.
Yep.
And Miss Rourke is at 2.
Yep. Well, the plan works, and he emerges from out of the rubble, and like all of LA is like, "Hooray! Woohoo! You're the man! You're the best!" And the little kid looks around and is like, "Look at their faces. They all look the same.
Because the plague of ash removes race.
Fuck you, kid.
And then God was like, you know what? No. And then he sends a rainstorm and makes everybody racial again.
What is the film saying right here?
What did it try to say?
Is that if
missed.
we're all covered in ash, we can come together as humankind and defeat a volcano?
I guess.
I don't really question what it's like. I get the cheesiness of Independence Day because it's saying if we all come together, we can defeat some spooky aliens.
Sure.
That's what it's going to take. This, I don't know what it's saying. They all look the same.
Yeah, it's a major whiff.
Everybody is the same if they all look the same.
Disaster treats us all the same.
Yeah. Oh, that's not terrible.
Yeah.
Ugh, it's a swing and a miss. But the volcano's done. It's given up for the day, and it rains, as Jackie mentioned. They're dead from the rain, right?
Yeah.
This
This should be toxic from the volcano.
Right.
Acid rain.
The volcano spewed sulfuric acid up into the air. The rain then causes it to come down and land on people.
It's probably 1,000 degrees. It's liquid fire.
Okay, so everybody's dead again. Gonna give a TKA there for all three of the people we're counting.
Okay, so we got 3, 9, and 10?
And I don't know. We're gonna tally it all up at the end. And Cheadle shows up. He's driven from the Office of Emergency Management, which we don't know where, but I'm assuming it's downtown someplace.
Sure.
All the way to where they're at, but he's also stopped and picked up his dog in the time it takes Tommy Lee Jones to get crushed by a building and then emerge from it and have a brief conversation.
Yeah.
There's nobody on the road.
Everybody's on the road. Volcano! There's cars littered everywhere. There's dead bodies spewed all over the streets of L.A. Not to mention the rioters. Don't forget about the rioters. They're still running around picking up
Looting whatever.
microwave ovens and
Beepers.
who's popular this time? Naughty by Nature. You're running to the store, get some Naughty by Nature and some
God.
vodka.
There you get down with OPP.
Yeah. But there's still he's like, oh, we got lots of problems. There's flooding, mudslides, power's still out. There's panic in the streets. And Tommy Lee Jones says, you take care of it. I'm on vacation. Don't think so, buddy.
Yeah.
I'm going to come back to that for a second. But the volcano's still active.
It's just flowing into the ocean now, I guess, which is fine.
Is that volcano status active? At the bottom of the screen is that, hey, watch out for Volcano 2.
That's what it was supposed to be.
You're not going to.
And how would you fight a volcano for the second time? It's just redundant.
Well, we're going to see because I'm not kidding. Dwayne The Rock Johnson is going to fight volcanoes in San Andreas 2.
There's the San Andreas too.
That there is a San Andreas 2 that Dwayne The Rock Johnson has said, yes, I will do this film. And that 3, he's going to fight volcanoes.
Oh,
Wow.
boy.
This movie doesn't get it's not done with the stupid because fucking Randy Newman shows up at the credits. Are you kidding me? A disaster, everything's all right. We're pals and love and groovy stuff.
I actually, because the volcano's still flowing up until I think Randy Newman actually stops the volcano.
It gets bored and just gives up.
It's like, all right, it's only a matter of time before he's gonna play short people, so I'm going home. I'm gonna beat the rush at the parking lot.
Oh my god. So there's your movie. Who wants to go first?
Does the daughter ever get to visit again?
Ooh, does she get to or want to? Why would she come back? She fucking hates this town. It's killed her. Well, let's just tally this all up.
She's dead 3 times.
Let's double verify. We got Tommy Lee Jones has died 12 times.
12 times on the Tommy Lee.
And Haish 8, and the daughter 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 times.
Oh, wow.
So it's killed her 4 times in this one visit. Not to mention the fact that she hates earthquakes. So get to? No. Want to? No. She's never coming back.
What's still nicer than St. Louis?
Oh, hey!
Oh.
What's magma?
What the fuck happens to Anne Heche's team?
What does happen? Well, one of them gets burninated.
One of them ends up on TV at one point, but it's like that whole office of whatever just fucks off for the rest of the movie.
They do not exist
They don't
anymore.
help or anything.
Maybe it's because they know everybody, that they're surrounded by morons, and they're headed to Phoenix as well.
Well, the one kid is obviously he's touched in the head because he ties the barrier the don't cross the police line on his head like a headband. Which is, one, stupid, and two, it's going to be too hot and sweaty.
Maybe he's an intern. He's Greg the intern, and as we all know, all college interns are stupid, and he's just trying to be wacky.
He's going to get a rash.
He is going to get a rash from that thing.
He is a rash.
Oh. He probably came back afterwards with hot dogs. Like, what happened?
I was going to cook these on the lava
Oh.
and die from it.
Die from it.
Jackson.
So Dahesh and Mike get married and then spend the rest of their lives chasing the volcano high.
Yep, absolutely. Without question, that is exactly what this film is telling us happens.
Oh, so I think that they have a long courtship followed by one awkward instance of bad sex and never call each other back.
That is what would happen, but that is not what this film is saying happens. I believe that there was a kissing scene, and she didn't want to do it. And neither do I.
Maybe he didn't want to do it either after he talked to her a couple times.
Yeah.
Like,
Yikes. She's a biter. Is he fired?
well, he was technically on vacation already.
Yes.
He just came in anyway and saw him through the worst of it, so I guess he's...
I don't think so. I think that he is the director of the Office of Emergency Management, and he goes on vacation when they have an emergency.
Yeah, he's probably fired.
You have nothing to do the rest of the time until an emergency comes, and you fuck off. He is fucking fired.
Oh.
No mayor is going to be like, you took off when we needed you. That's all. The only thing you had to do was stick around.
There is no mayor. There's just an angry police
Yeah,
chief.
it's true. It's true. Well, he doesn't like him already, so he's fucking
Yeah.
fired. Probably getting shot, too.
How... I don't even know how to ask this question because it's just so asinine. Why would you go get his dog? This is fucking ridiculous.
Maybe so that the viewer knows that the dog was okay.
The dog that was barely in the film.
Yeah.
So they have two The Dog Never Dies in one disaster movie.
And it's established because of how fucking long it takes him. He doesn't live anywhere close to downtown.
Absolutely not.
He lives out in the hills somewhere.
Yep.
Or in the valley. He is not anywhere near downtown. So
Dog is quite safe.
the dog's say like, and it's
You've only risked the dog's life by bringing him into the death zone now.
Don Cheadle had to leave like 45, like an hour before then.
45? Have you driven in LA,
It's
Sam?
probably an hour and a half that he's just going to get the dog.
Right.
To bring it to a place that he shouldn't bring a dog.
That it is, at best case scenario, is just going to take off and run.
It is just going to like, oh, there goes Rex. He's not coming back ever.
Jumped right into that volcano.
Oh.
Poor Rex. Yeah, it's really stupid. Speaking of stupid, my last question is this dumber than Rain of Fire? On the dumb scale, like, wow, stupid, not thought out in any shape or form. Now, I'm not judging the quality of the film or our enjoyment of it. Is it stupider than Rain of Fire?
Volcanoes are real and dragons aren't. So, I mean, you got to start there.
Okay, that's something.
However, the volcano in this movie is a sentient monster that chooses to do bad things to people,
Right.
which is stupider than a dragon.
And the characters are all morons.
Yeah. I'm going to have to say it manages to be about 3% stupider than
It's close.
Rain of Fire.
It is very close. I am going to award this because so many people die. The main characters die, obviously, 12, 8, and 4 times. In Rain of Fire, all of the characters only die twice. Before the movie starts, all of humankind has been destroyed by the dragons because humankind's too stupid to stay alive. So Christian Bale and Matthew McConaughey are already dead before the movie starts. And then Matthew McConaughey actually dies in Rain of Fire by being stupid. So this is stupider.
It is, barely.
Barely.
Because of how stupid Rain of Fire is.
Jackie, thoughts on that?
I think they were both stupid,
Yeah?
but you got a good point with the death count thing. So I'm gonna have to say yeah, stupider,
Okay.
but not by very much.
Barely stupider.
Barely stupider.
That's a check mark for Rain of Fire. Hey, at least we're not as stupid as Volcano. Barely.
Barely.
All right, so how are we going to call this one, guys?
Well, I think it's a do. I had a great time with it, but it's incredibly terrible.
I'm gonna give it a do as well. I laughed really hard, even though I'm sure I wasn't supposed to.
Yeah, it's a laugh riot, and it's a real head scratcher, and you're just the levels of stupidness are, even if it wasn't, it moves as well. I feel.
Oh, it doesn't ever take a break.
So even if you didn't have its pacing, you would still almost give it a due because of how impossibly stupid it is. But its pacing is fantastic. You're entertained. Stan is worth watching by itself. This I really like this movie.
I think we need to do a YouTube mashup of Stan, his whole scene with the theme song from Delta Force.
Yeah, he's that level of awesome.
Yeah.
Stan, the man chucking man. We should mention that we watched it on Star, so it is still streaming. If you haven't seen it, we should have probably said that at the beginning of the podcast.
Yeah.
But go ahead and check it out again if you haven't seen it in a while. But yeah, it's totally worth it.
Or pull it off the DVD shelf. I know it's on some of them.
Yeah.
Some of them out there.
Yeah, somebody bought this. Enjoy the rest of your week. Try not to jump into a volcano. I know it's tempting, and get to the chopper.
Visit us at www.stinkermadness.com. Follow Stinker Madness on Twitter at Stinker Madness. Please rate and review us on iTunes and Stitcher. Thank you for listening, and get to the chopper.
Yeah,
Real bad.
Why don't they call into our show? I just don't get it.
Tom Hardy or Star Trek Nemesis?
Tom Hardy and Cheadle. Never mind. Just strike that.